You're listening to Jam 316 on Family Radio 316. It's Monday, Motivation Monday. Every Monday we bring you topics to help you to grow as an individual, because we must grow. Topics to motivate you and to get you charged up as we begin a brand new week. And so this week is no different. We are still back at it, talking about things that will encourage you and challenge you. And today we are talking about this season that we are in. How do we maximize on it, and how do we thrive in this season? Wonderful guest in studio with me today. I have Joyce Gekonjo. She's an inspiration speaker. She is a podcaster. She is a coach. She is a trainer. Wow. Do I continue? Karibu sana studio. It's good to have you.
Thank you. Thank you, James.
Have you been under quarantine?
Yes, I have quarantined myself and my children.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
You're working from home?
I'm working from home. Yeah.
You're doing a lot of Zooms.
Oh,
and
I'm doing Skypes and Zooms.
Uh-huh.
And by the way, I'm still waking up early in the morning. I'm still a 4 a.m.
That's good.
Yes.
You know, one of the things somebody told me at the beginning of the year, when they were speaking about the year and what God had showed them, they said one of the very important things that everybody needs to do this year is to have a routine. I didn't understand why. And then COVID happened and it disrupted everybody's routine. And some people are still trying to figure out, so what's my new routine?
The new normal.
The new normal.
Yeah.
So here we are, Joyce, in a season that we've never experienced before. It's new to everybody, but there are different ways to look at it. Some people are telling us it's an opportunity. Good number of us are just seeing disaster and fear and all that. I'm curious to hear what you will tell us about this season. How do you see this season?
First of all, I like that you've
Move closer to my mic.
So I like that you've brought out very powerful words. I feel like you had a sneak peek into my notes preparing for the preparing for today.
Yes.
Because the words that you've used are my keywords actually. Because when I was preparing, the word danger and the word opportunity, the Chinese have the same word for it.
Oh.
Yes. So every time you see danger, ask yourself, where is the opportunity?
In the danger.
In the dangerous situation that you're in the season of danger, ask
Yes.
yourself, where is the opportunity?
Okay.
So it's not an accident or it's not an accident that the Chinese have the same word for danger and opportunity. Then you've just mentioned the word routine.
Yes.
My first point of the day, how do you thrive in this season? Routines. And that is why I said I'm still a 4 a.m. Does it mean that because you're not getting caught in traffic, you wake up at 8 o'clock? No. If you're a member of the 4 a.m. club or the 5 a.m. club, can you continue waking up at that time?
But people are wondering, niamke mapema nikifanya nini? What am I doing in the morning?
That's a very good question that I get asked all the time when I'm talking about how to thrive. I always get asked that question, even when it's not in this season.
Yeah.
And the answer is the same. Let's first agree that we need to get in agreement with how our body works. The way the body is designed, you're supposed to go to bed at 10 p.m. And then the way the brain works is that when you go to sleep at 10 o'clock, in the next 1 hour, the brain calculates that you have slept for 2 hours.
Oh.
At 11 o'clock. By the time it is midnight, your brain has calculated that you've slept for 4 hours because that is how the brain is wired. That optimally, you're supposed to be in bed at 10. So by midnight, you've already done your 4. That means you only have how many hours left to sleep? Another 4.
Yeah.
So when you wake up at 4 a.m. in the morning, your brain is at optimal. Your brain is like a sponge. It is ready to absorb. Anything you read at that hour will be powerful. Anything you try to study for at that hour will be powerful.
Okay.
Now let's imagine you've woken up in the morning and you want to read your Bible and you're having your quiet time. You will get amazing spiritual downloads. What does God want us to do in this season?
Yeah.
So let me do the ABC of the routine. So the first thing you're supposed to do, affirmations. What are you supposed to do? You're supposed to declare things upon your life that you want to come and see happen. Declare them as if they have already happened. Again, you're getting in agreement with the way your brain works.
Okay.
Your brain has, the brain is divided into various sections. So there's the part of the brain that is called the amygdala. That is where fear lives. And this is the reptilian lizard brain.
Yeah.
Every time you feel fear, you are growing your amygdala. But every time you decide to go beyond the fear, you're growing another part of your brain, and that's the prefrontal cortex.
Yeah.
That is where everything that you want lives in. That is like your ideal situation. If you want to be happy, declare, I am grateful and happy. You are rewiring your brain so that your prefrontal cortex grows. And when that grows, you find that you are basically living in a good space as opposed to living and thrive and being in fear. So every time when you tell yourself disaster, that's your lizard brain you're growing. Every time you tell yourself there is opportunity, you are actually growing that part of the brain that is more sophisticated.
I love what you're sharing, because a lot of people don't recognize it's all about the mind. And hence the Bible tells us that our minds they must be renewed. You know, we always look at circumstances and we think it's about what's happening out there. But from what you're saying, it's about what's happening in my mind.
Exactly. So it's a very simple formula that E is the event. You cannot control the event. What you can control are your responses about the event. So when you decide to look at it in a positive way, you're growing the good part of your brain, the sophisticated part of your brain. And that is why you're always told, can you declare what you want? Even the Bible says it. Let the poor say, I am rich. So every morning you wake up, can you make declarations upon your life? I am rich. I am wealthy. I am happy. I am grateful. I am abundant. You find that you are rewiring your brain, and you're going to start seeing the positive things around you. And that is the way life is supposed to be. So desirable outcomes. What do you want? So A is for affirmations. Wake up, 4 a.m., do your affirmations. And remember, now there's no rush because you're not trying to beat the traffic. So that's the most important.
Now you have more time.
You have more time to do your affirmations, and you can say them out loud. It's very quiet that time of morning, so why not just look at them and also look at your vision board and make declarations upon your life. Looking at your vision board and also saying it out loud. I am grateful and happy because I am healthy. I am. Even the Bible is full of I am. That is powerful. Start speaking life into your life. Every time you're in an unhappy situation or an unfavorable situation, every time you tell people, pray for me, can you first pray for yourself and make declarations? I am grateful and happy because I am. Speak into that situation as if it has already happened. Instead of focusing on the negative that is around you right now.
Because that is what a lot of us are doing in this season. And I had to come to a place where I had to step back week before last and ask myself, what am I doing? I'm spending so much time online trying to find information. How many more people have been infected? What is this person doing? What is this nation doing? And I thought, this is too much. I need to step back and do something else with my time. A lot of people right now are focusing on COVID-19 and what it's doing to different nations and what is happening here and who is saying. So are you saying we take our focus away from that and put it somewhere else?
Yes, because you cannot control, for example, if you're not in charge of health, there's little you can do in that scenario. What you can do is own your situation and take responsibility for you and the people you care for or that care for you. Focus on that right now. Focus on growing yourself so that when we come out of this situation, it will be you 3.0. Because when we come out of this, more will be required of you. Will you be ready?
That's the question. That's the question. And I want you to help us answer. Because now, I want you to break it down for us practically. And I love you started by the routine and waking up early. What are some things we can do in this season to maximize on it, aside from just complaining and demanding for a quarantine, lockdown? Kenyans are very interesting people. We are demanding to be locked in our houses.
So 2 things that come out very strongly in this season. What are you reading right now? What books are you reading to grow yourself? What books are you reading, especially books that were written in a season like this one, a down season, during the recession, about things that happened and people who thrived during a downtime? Get a hold of those kind of books and see how people navigate seasons such as this. This is not the first global flu that is happening. There was the Spanish flu. Businesses came out of the Spanish flu. There was the Second World War, where it was just fear, and more fear. There are people who thrived, and they're actually businesses that started out of that season. So every time there's a down season, there are people who are thriving Why? Because they have taken responsibility for their responses.
Yeah.
Instead of focusing on the event, they've focused on taking responsibility for their own outcomes. The other thing that you can do that will really be powerful is, and this sounds interesting, is who are you surrounding yourself with? Those Zoom calls, FaceTime. Who are you speaking to? Are they speaking life into your life? Are they growing you? If you're a business person, if you're an entrepreneur, are you surrounding yourself with other business people who are growing your business? Right now, the business that is thriving and just exploding on Zoom is a business networking organization, because people have discovered, oh my gosh, I'm in business and there are like a million other entrepreneurs around the world.
Yes.
What are they doing right now? So people are just zooming across the globe and finding out what the other business people are doing. And the interesting thing is that business organization I'm speaking about right now has got 970 new members since this whole scenario happened. 970 people have made decisions to improve their life.
Yeah.
As you complain, other people are growing their businesses online. So the secret of this season is to pivot. Just do things differently. It doesn't tell you not to do business. It just tells you, instead of being on Facebook wasting time finding out and looking at people's profiles, grow your online space. Develop your website, develop your social networking sites. Just grow your online business, because the new normal is not. This is the new normal, by the way. And people keep saying when things go back to normal.
They are not.
I'm sorry, it's not going to go back to normal, because people are also discovering, you mean I can work from home? You mean I can save on rent? You mean people can actually deliver results without me having to pay for that penthouse suite in the city?
Yes.
So this is the new normal.
Very true. I love what you're saying, because my guest on Friday said the same thing. Because I asked him a question about, when things go back to normal, and he said, Pastor Jemo, we are not going back to that normal. We are recreating our normal. And those who are sharp are realizing, and he said exactly the same thing. People are realizing they can work from home. Some employers are realizing, by the way, I really didn't need that many people. Some churches are realizing, there's another world out there called the online congregation that we were not tapping into.
And the tithes are still going into the bank, by the way. People are still paying their tithes and offerings directly into their account.
In fact, some churches will be surprised because they will get more. Very true.
Because people are saving money, the money you spend on fuel every week.
Yeah. The books thing. Somebody would say, I don't have those books. I don't know where to get those books. How do you counter that excuse? Because I know it's an excuse.
Amazon. And right now, because of the situation we're in, a lot of people are giving away books. You go to Amazon, you get free books. A lot of coaches are even giving away free sessions. Like an introduction session. This is what I do.
Yes.
So because people are preserving their finances right now, their resources, coaches aren't getting business. So what they're doing is that they're giving people like a taster session that you can also get. So these resources are available online right now. Even Harvard have free courses that they're giving away, and you can see the real value of the course, but they're not selling it. It's free.
It's interesting. I stumbled upon a photography course, and a free full photography course that costs quite a bit of money. I saw it online and I sent it to somebody.
Yes.
And I thought, what you're saying actually is very true.
It's true. They're there. They're free.
Do you have any questions for us this morning? 20316 is the SMS line. WhatsApp number 0786316316. Maybe you're one of those who's complaining about having to stay at home and this season that we are in, and you haven't recognized there's an opportunity that lies in here. My friend once told me, never waste a good disaster, because out of it are birthed the best opportunities. Some businesses will be born, some businesses will shut down, some people will re-strategize. What about you? So ask your questions on 20316 for SMS and WhatsApp 0786316316. It is 27 minutes before we get to 10 o'clock. Let's listen to One Sonic Society. Great are you, Lord. Beautiful song. It's done by One Sonic Society. That one goes out to my people at Destiny Chapel. I know you love that song. Great are you, Lord. Bringing our time to 24 minutes before we get to 10 o'clock. Motivation Monday in studio with me. Inspiration speaker, podcaster. She's an author. She is a trainer. I'm talking to Joyce Gikunju. We are talking about maximizing on this season that we are in. It's not a holiday. What are we supposed to be doing? I have a text message coming in. It says, loving the conversation. How can we shift our thinking on how decrease is actually not a negative thing, but is rather a platform for increase? Because even in the kingdom of God, he humbles us before he can promote us.
Yes. Imagine.
Yeah.
He's already answered the question himself. Yeah, that this life really is simple. We are the ones who have complicated things. And that is why in a spiritual realm, this season is about slow down.
Slow down.
Pause. Reflect. What is this thing that you're supposed to be reflecting on? What is important? Like, what really matters to God, and what does God want us to do this season? What does he want you to do?
Yes.
What does he want you? Where does he want you to face to sort of shift your focus to? He wants you to shift your focus to the things that matter. So, like I was saying, when you wake up in the morning, what do you do?
Yeah.
Where are you rushing to now? Nowhere. There's no traffic you're getting caught in.
Yeah.
So feed your 4 rooms. The spiritual room, read the Bible. Your physical room, can you exercise? Virtual dancing, workout, break into a sweat. Spend some time in meditation, be quiet and listen. What does God want for you this season?
Yeah.
The thing about meditating is that you pray, you read the Bible, and then if you have questions for God, and I'm sure everybody has a question they want to ask, especially with regard to what is the purpose of the season. When you are in the silence of the moment, and especially that hour when it's so quiet right now, when you ask God the question, can you be quiet and listen for the answer? Because the thing we do a lot is that we pray, we do everything, but we don't go silent. So that, you see, when you ask a question, you're supposed to wait for the answer. But you're supposed to believe that there's an answer coming. So ask him, what is the purpose of this season for my life, for me? Pause. You will get an answer. But the question is, are you ready for the answer? Then, when you get the answer, the first thing that tends to happen, fear. Like, who am I for God to talk to me?
Yes.
So the fear engulfs you. But remember what I told you about how the brain works. So when you feel the fear, just know it's the primitive part of the brain that is reacting to the answer. But let the sophisticated part of the brain help you run with what you have been told to do.
Wow. I love what you're sharing, because it seems like you had a conversation with Pastor Ferdinand Dolo in the morning, and he was saying, in this season, I know we pray a lot, but in this season, meditation is more important than intercession. And he said intercession is us talking to God and crying out for him to act, but meditation is us allowing God to talk to us, then we act. And I thought that was really powerful. A lot of people don't understand what meditation is. For some reason, meditation has had a negative connotation, and a lot of us Christians, when we hear meditation, we start cringing, and we don't exactly know what is meditation. So maybe, can you break it down for us to understand, when we talk about meditation from a Christian perspective, what are we talking about?
Conversations with God. Conversation is two-way.
It's two-way, yes.
And that is why I love the words quiet time. Because God speaks when it is quiet. Yes, not when it is noisy.
When it is noisy, you might not hear him.
You won't hear him.
Yes.
And that is why you're supposed to spend time alone with him, so that he can reveal your purpose to you in the silence of the moment.
Okay.
So when he whispers and he tells you what to do, now this is the scary bit. You've been, and you even know it, you've been told what to do more than once. But you're thinking, me?
Yes. Or you're thinking, I don't think that is God.
I don't think that is God.
Yeah.
The questioning, the second guessing.
Yes.
But this season, I'm going to dare you. When you hear that voice again, remember Eli, the story of 3 times? And then he was told, when you hear that voice again, say, here I am, Lord.
Yeah.
Speak.
Yes, speak.
Then, when you're told what to do, obey.
Yes.
It sounds like a Sunday school class right now.
It actually is.
But it is that simple.
It's the foundation.
When you're told what to do, do it. Am I speaking Greek? This is where my book was born.
Yes, by the way, bouncing back and thriving. I love it.
Yes, I asked God, what is this bouncing back and thriving? Then the voice was loud. Actually, it was not loud. It was crystal clear. But in the silence of the moment, I was told, it is the book you are meant to write.
It's a good thing you've gone there, because a good number of us, there are things we have been wanting to do or we know we should do, but the excuse has always been, I don't have the time, I'm too busy, I don't know how to start. In fact, there's a question here from Grace, and she says, did you just say she's a podcaster? Yesterday I was having a conversation with my friend on how to start a podcast. I'm glad you have a professional in the morning show. Can she touch a bit about that? So maybe you can touch about that, and also just about things we've been wanting to do. There are people who've been thinking of writing a book. There are people who've been thinking of podcasting or starting something, and they haven't, but now we have time.
Yes, I love those words. Now you have time.
Yeah.
So the bigger question is, do you have the discipline?
That's a good one right there.
So my
that
role
one connects with the routine.
Yes. So the beauty is, yes, I'm a professional podcaster and I can help you set up. Do you also have a book that you've been writing? 1 sentence every year. This is now the time to dust that manuscript out, put it into your computer and start making it into a book. And then I will help you move it from pen and paper, manuscript, to a book which can become a bestseller. But are you ready? Are you ready to dare yourself to move from fear into what you desire to be, what you cry for, what you pray for all the time? Are you ready to become what you've been praying for?
Very true.
This is action. This is the time to put everything together. So like I said, so that once we are out of this, it is go. Will you be ready with your manuscript, or will you be still telling us, I don't have time. I don't have this, I don't have that? Truth be told, when I was writing this book, I didn't have a computer. Did I have a pen? Yes. Did I have a paper? Yes. Did I get the inspiration? Yes. Was I commanded to write the book? Yes. Did I start saying, but now, but...
No.
Did I have a pen and paper? Did I get the instructions? Did the fear come? Yes. But what did I do before the fear set in? I took action immediately. That word. I took action immediately.
Yes.
Did I encounter bumps on the road? Yes. But did I keep on moving? Yes. Was I afraid? Yes. Did I keep on moving? Yes. Feel the fear and still do it. Work with your sophisticated brain, not your reptilian brain.
I love what you said. I didn't have a computer, but I had a pen and, and I had a paper. The reason I like that is because many times we have excuses, and sometimes we don't recognize the resources that we have at hand. There's somebody who's asking, where can I get those free online courses? And I'm thinking it's very interesting, because sometimes I also get people who ask me, there's a verse that says this, where can I find it in the Bible? And I'm thinking, you've spent your airtime, you've texted me, or you spend your bundles because you've sent me on WhatsApp. Si unge Google tu hiyo verse na ingekupatia. And so I find that sometimes we don't want to do the work. Yeah,
it's true.
So talk to us a bit about what are some of these resources we have at hand, but we are not seeing them because we are used to the old way of life, and God is trying to usher us into a new way of thinking.
Yeah. So like for the Bible, I always say, if you want to find a verse in the Bible, always Google, start with the word Holy Bible. Then put the words that you know of that verse.
Yeah.
So Holy Bible, I will make you into fishers of men. Search.
It will give you.
It will give you. if it's a free course you want, what do you want a free course on? How to be a great speaker, free course.
Yeah.
When you type that, you will get something like Coursera, as in course, Coursera. If you type HarvardX, you don't have to know where it's coming from, but you just need to know what you want. Type what you want, free, then it'll give you that resource. So that's the thing about Google. You just need to ask Google. My biggest logistics partner in the area of like an online bookshop,
Yeah.
I found them online. I didn't know them before this book came out, but one time I just remember I was online and I wanted a logistics partner, just someone to move my books. Like now I'm in the studio and you want to buy my book, you just Google and you find Nuria online. That's how I found them. I just went online and I got an online logistics partner and I asked him, where can you deliver? He said, I can deliver around the world. And that's exactly what he does.
Wow.
Imagine. So make use of Google in a good way.
Yes.
Yeah. Go online and make good use of your bundles.
Yes. Instead of just chit-chatting and looking at people's profiles and what they are doing, I'm telling you, there's so much more we can get online. What are some other pointers you can give us? And by the way, don't wait for 1 minute before the end of the show and then you ask me 15 questions that I can't answer. If you have a question, please text it in now so that we can get to attend to you. 20316 is the SMS line. WhatsApp number 0786 316 316. Remember, we are talking about how to thrive in this season. So what other pointers can you give us?
Okay, so right now, like in Kenya, a lot of coaches are not doing much. A lot of coaches are at home because nobody wants to pay for their courses.
Yeah.
So a lot of them have turned their paid courses into free courses, something that you can nibble on and see whether that's what's good for you right now. And then, like I said, when you're ready, the master will appear. But you have to prepare yourself now so that when things get into the new normal, it will be time to take off. Yeah. So just remember that there are a lot of coaches.
How do we find those coaches?
So, for example, again, like I said, you can go to Google, but you need to type what you want. Do you want a success coach? Do you want a business coach? Do you want a life coach? So you can type, for example, if you want a life coach in Kenya, you can type life coach Kenya.
Yeah.
You will find them. I can even list them, but go find them. If you want a success coach, just type success coach Kenya. You will find them. If you're looking for a business coach, someone to help you with your business strategy, you will find them. You just need to type those words and you will see those resources coming on. Yeah.
Okay, let's talk a bit about re-strategizing, because some people will have to re-strategize in this season. Some people will have to think of new ideas in this season. How can we use this time to get into all that? Because I'm asking that because a lot of us are so stuck in one pattern. This is how things have been done. This is how I've been doing them. Corona ikiisha, turudi kazini kama kawaida.
I like that question because the thing about this season is that you should still not let go of your mentor. Your mentor is always a step ahead of you.
Yes.
Your mentor has already figured it out.
Yeah.
So if you want a new strategy, speak to your coach or your mentor. And I'm sure you have more than one. These are the people who will help you navigate this season so that you prepare yourself in this season so that when it's time to go, you do what is called, you roll out with them. When it's time to roll out, you're with them. That is the thing about this season. Don't let go of your mentor. Don't say, we are saving money, we can't afford. No, work it out with him or her. But make sure you don't let go of your coach. Don't work in isolation. The thing about this season is that we're at home, we're alone. But the danger is trying to save money on essentials.
Yeah.
Having a coach right now is essential. I'd rather you negotiate your rent with your landlady. She will understand. If you tell her, in this season, you know how things are, you'll be surprised. She will understand. In fact, the other day I was speaking to somebody who has a lot of property in this country.
Yeah.
And you know what she said? Joyce, I will not ask people for rent. So if money is coming in, what do you want to use that money for? Build yourself. That is why loans have been deferred.
Yeah.
So yes, she said, I will defer the rent. So if you have something coming in right now, can you work with your coach? Because right now is not a good time to be in isolation.
Yes.
Use that Zoom call and work with your coach. Work on you. So that by the time this is by the time we get into another month and another one,
Yeah.
you will be ready. In fact, the other day I was speaking to somebody who was in the airline, and he said, we've taken a break. And I said, when you take that break, can you work on your skills? Because when your job comes back, it will have new requirements. Will you be ready to take on the job you used to have with the new list of requirements that come with it? So that's the question that I'm asking people today. When you're told that your job is still there, but it has new requirements, did you prepare yourself in this season to upskill? So what skills do you need to have so that when the new normal happens, you will be ready to take up that position again? Or will you be retrenched by virtue of the fact that you did not prepare yourself when you are at home? Yes.
The problem is a good number of people don't want to invest in themselves. We want opportunities, but we don't want to invest in ourselves. And that is why you find somebody would ask you, how much is that book? 1,500. 1,500. Kwani najisoma, But I can spend 1,500 on a meal all by myself.
Yes.
But I'm seeing it hard to spend 1,500 on a book or, this online course. Like you said, okay, I've tasted the freebie, and then, okay, so the full course is how much? The full course is 30K. I'm thinking, 30K? Are you mad?
I hear that all the time.
Yeah, how do we overcome that? Because I have seen that in so many people. When I wrote my first book, I everybody wanted it for free, man. And it wasn't even going for much, but everybody, majority of my friends just want a free copy. And I'm thinking, dude, you're the ones who are supposed to be promoting me, man.
Common story.
Yeah. So how can we get people to that place where I recognize if I don't invest in me, why would I expect somebody else to invest in me?
So the best way to answer that question, I always ask people this question: how badly do you want it? How badly do you want to not be left behind? That the world went ahead.
Yes.
And you are left a dinosaur.
Yeah.
And what happens to dinosaurs?
They become extinct.
So do you want to become extinct, or do you want to be in step with the way the world is going? Yes. If you're a pastor, for example, and people want online church, will you be able to continue providing an online service?
Past this.
Yes.
Yeah.
So how badly do you want it? Do you really, really want to be that better person? Or do you want to be left behind?
Wow.
Complaining and saying all this, all that.
Yeah.
So
always giving excuses.
Always giving excuses. I'll give you my own example of how I ended up getting a success coach. I was, my contract had come to an end, and I just thought to myself, you know what?
Yeah.
It is time. That's what I told myself. It is time. When I was told the cost of the course, I was like, what? But you know what I told myself?
Yes.
Challenge. Make sure you get this money back. Return on investment. So with that, I worked hard. And let me tell you, it has paid off many times over. Would I hesitate to ask somebody to go for coaching? I would not hesitate. I'd just tell them to think of it as an investment. And make sure you return on your investment by following instructions exactly the way you're told to.
Yes. What does a coach do for an individual? Because I've heard a lot about coaches, but sometimes I feel like people don't really understand why they need a coach. Why would I need a coach? What would they do for me?
Yeah, that's a good question. Just think of your life. Growing up, you've always had a teacher. You go to school, they coach you, they teach you how to do math, they teach you how to do English.
Yes.
They teach you how to grow your career, for example.
Yeah.
But who is growing you, the person? Who has helped you, for example, discover what your strengths are and to grow your strengths so that you develop, for example, a passion out of what it is that you're good at.
Yes.
That is the thing. So a coach helps you find yourself, helps you grow your strengths. You know, the way we used to do SWOT analysis, your strengths, your weaknesses, your opportunities, and your threats.
Yeah.
People focus more on their weaknesses instead of focusing on their strengths. Like, what are you good at? What are your strengths? What are you brilliant at? What is it that you never prayed for and you got? And you know, it's like the way Noah taught a fish how to swim.
Yes.
What is it that you're great at and brilliant at? That which you can monetize. But you see, someone else needs to help you and guide you to find the strengths, not the weaknesses, the strengths. And then you optimize on your strengths and grow yourself. And then you end up not only just making a lot of money, but you can also end up living a very fulfilled life.
Yeah.
Which is why a lot of us are struggling. We're struggling because we have the money, but we have no fulfillment. So that is what a coach helps you does. They help you. They help you find you, and then you find fulfillment.
Wow.
Which is so critical in this life. You need to connect with your purpose. Why on earth are you here?
Why am I here?
Why are you here? Who are you meant to serve? And your community is there waiting for you to come out. And you're there letting fear rule your life.
That's true.
Instead of bringing out the best of you, grow your brand.
Wow. Joyce, imagine we're out of time.
I am not believing this.
What's your parting shot?
So there's a silver lining in all of this. Please remember, if you don't remember anything I said today, please remember the letter M. Meditate, be mindful. Don't forget your mentor. Yeah, so remember the letter M.
Yeah.
Remember mindfulness, remember mentorship, remember meditation. Yes.
Great. Joyce, it's so good to have you. Thank you so much. We will definitely have you back. Yeah.